That's unbelievable, your dad is so nice. I would love to have a dad like him. Oh man, this hurts. I remember growing up constantly my friends would say your mom is so nice. Wow, I wish I had a mom like that. Why don't you like your mom? She's so nice. What's wrong with you? She is not the same person when you are not there. But no one gets that. This hurts. My family always said kids and animals love my dad. And my dad loved kids, just not me. Every other kid he would laugh with and pick up and baby and tease. And he looked at me with frank disgust. I grew up feeling like I must be the ugliest girl alive. My own dad can't even pretend to be happy to see me. It gave me serious self-esteem issues. Your dad? Number. He was a volunteer school nurse. I wish my dad was like your dad. He has the coolest job ever. He stayed with your mom through all that. What? No way. He's such an awesome grandpa. Why do you flinch when people raise their hands quickly? Your dad warned us you would lie about him. We already know what kind of kid you are. He's way too nice. He could never be racist, homophobic, sexist, abusive. I've never seen anything you're describing. OMG, I just realized why I flinch all the time. I love this sub. You don't really know someone until you live with them, LOL. Everyone is nice. So many people's definitions of nice and good are so shallow anyway. For an example, are people still being nice when they're giving away crap they don't want? Or when they're saying one thing but really thinking something else? It's also not that difficult to be and but to one person and listen to someone else. My mom would try to be this way to my friends, but they all saw through it. It was a revelation when my best friend told me years later that she saw how my mom would be nice to her but a bee towards me. My mom was never good at acting. I had a best friend for 6 years. Through college and just after, I poured my heart out to her about my childhood, the emotional abuse and trauma I experienced at the hands of my parents. I asked her to come to dinner with us once because she was my chosen family and going to family dinners alone is not something I can handle. She spent one evening with my parents. From that point forward she informed me I was exaggerating and they were wonderful parents and I should stop say such negative things about them and be grateful for my obviously wonderful upbringing. She is no longer a part of my life. I'm so sorry. That broke my heart to read. Feeling like I have to defend myself is my number one trigger that puts into fight or flight. I hope you have found a new friend that you actually can trust. This is the story with my friend's mom. She's a sheer delight to 99% of people. To my friend, she was a demon. Most people simply can't handle the cognitive dissonance. And I get it. His mom invited me over for dinner and taught me how to knit. Sweetest, warmest woman you could hope to meet. But she also threw him out of the house on Christmas morning, literally threw him, as well as the gifts he'd brought for the family, all because he refused to tolerate her abuse. Parents can be masterful at acting lovely in public. I'm sorry you have one of these. My mother used to have a personalized license plate that said everybody's ma. One of the points I scored during the one and only family crisis counseling session held shortly after I had myself removed from home was how she was so busy being everyone else's mother, she didn't have the time, or, in hindsight, the desire, to be my mother. Even the counselor was impressed by that. I'd been thinking about it for a couple of years. Everybody's ma, except to her own kids. That's so cringe. Delusions of grandeur. Mine was the same way. It's like she thought taking care of her own family was selfish, but caring for strangers and others was noble. One of my dad's friends died when I was in high school. He had a son around my age. My dad was there for him after his dad died, a friend and father figure. From the outside my dad looks like the good guy, and this young guy idolizes my dad. But I know how cruel and manipulative he can be. I remember the times he threatened to take my car, my money, my home. I cried myself to sleep so many nights. And it makes me so angry when I see this young guy hero worshipping my dad. I've distanced myself from most of my family's friends because if that's the kind of person you're friends with, then I can't trust you. When people tell me how sweet or nice or caring my mom is, I say I am glad you had that experience with her. You deserve better. Hugs. Next time, calmly but quickly explain that narcissists are as thorough grooming their character witnesses as they are in traumatizing their victims. Street saints. Bro, that's exactly right. They really pay a lot of attention to doing that. A taxi driver said they drove my parents and they were nice. When I said they weren't, he got angry and overly defensive, although he barely knows them, and made a passive aggressive comment about how I am the mean one. My dad is rude AF to people whether they are related to us or not, and the type to not tip and be difficult at restaurants. My mom is covert and hides behind religion and being selfless. I would have told that taxi driver to suck my DCK, excuse the language. Alright, I wasn't ready to feel this tonight. And what's even crazier, now that I've moved away and barely talk to her, she acts like that charming, caring person that draws you into me. I'm so glad my fiance doesn't question why I don't call even though she seems great. Why I don't go out of my way when she sends gifts. I'm not too worried I can't visit right now for a reason. I've seen this. It's a dang joke. TBH, if my mother did this, those gifts are being returned to sender. I remember saying this to a woman who had a mom and she rolled her eyes, looked at me tiredly with the wisdom of someone who has heard this way too many times and said, she's not your mother, shut me the heck up. Children who had happy and healthy childhoods don't make up that they were abused. That's something I say to myself whenever I start to doubt myself or feel like the way I was or am treated is my fault and I'm told I make things up. The gaslighting is worst part in my opinion. Being made to feel crazy and not trust your own reality just so my parent can save face and never have to admit the crappy things they've done and continue to do. I've finally gone no contact and I'm in my mid-30s. Anyone who doesn't believe me or tries to make me feel guilty is added to the no contact list as well. Since I left, other people have turned into the scapegoat now and I'm slowly getting some relationships back. Me recounts a lifetime of abuse, highlighting some recent physical violence before I finally ran away from home. My father's cousin, housing me for a week at a time. XX did that? XX? No, I can't believe it. He's such a nice man. Right? That's why you're currently housing his homeless 20-year firstborn daughter, you thoughtless, heartless man. Discounting my heartfelt story to my face. Before he moved, my dad was really high up in the State Department of Fish and Wildlife. My mom still works there, and to this day, 6 years after he's moved, old dudes still come up to me and are like, "Ho yeah, Tim's kid, what a man." And I have to be like, yeah, haha, colon. 1,000,000%. My parents live in a nice house, have nice stuff, and are outwardly nice to outsiders. The appearance of a good life seemed to be more important than living and providing a good life. They rent the house, pay ridiculous amounts of money for everything because of their bad credit, and still live paycheck to paycheck when one salary is over 6 figures. I hate it when people minimize my feelings based on their first impressions of my family. It's so unfair. My mom acts like the cool, kind, compassionate aunt to every other young woman on earth. Her young co-workers, my older cousins, family friends, etc., etc. She patiently sits there and gives them wise advice, dotes on them, shares jokes with them. As her daughter, I don't even feel comfortable asking her for a recipe. I grew up seeing her insane rages every single day. No smile, let alone a joke. Instead of advice, she was always the first person in line to tear my confidence up. Like, great, I'm glad she's capable of being decent to some people. I hope she can raise her confidence from those interactions. But what really annoys me is that, of course, as an narc, she will complain to these outside people about how she doesn't get along with her own daughters. For some reason, her kids don't like spending time with her. For some reason, her kids are always fighting with her, and these smug b come and tell you unprompted, "Wow, I wish I had a mother like that. You're so lucky. You should really appreciate what you have and treat her better." It's infuriating, TBH. That's why I completely stopped associating with anyone who knows my mother, and I stopped letting my friends meet her. It cuts down on the bulls by a lot. These people only fuel the narcissist to become more abusive. This is my mother. It is so satisfying when you do get validation. My brother married a childhood friend of mine. She thought my mom was perfect and was so jealous when we were young. Now as an adult she makes comments all the time about what a two-faced bee she is. The problem is my mom can't keep the mask up all the time, and as she gets older she lets it slip more and more. Oh man, I feel this so hard. I'm in my 40s though, so I can say it can get better. You'll eventually make friends that won't know him except through your stories. Also, please be wary of friends or romantic partners who can't accept your perception as at least true for you. My dad is like this, charming and funny around others. That's why I'm so careful not to say the same things to my friends. I don't know how their parents are behind closed doors. It's so frustrating. I wish this were taught in schools. Even if it was just this one statement, it would make so much difference. People act differently in different circumstances. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for pointing it out. I love you. Everyone is so mesmerized by how nice and beautiful my mom is, but you don't know the real her. I get he works so hard. Look at everything you guys have. Wish my parents cared that much. Ooh, now that's their stuff. I don't get to use it unless I clean their house every day, cook them their 3 meals, feed their pets, water their gardens, stock up their supplies, pay rent, buy my own things and pay for my portion of the bills, and sometimes my siblings' portions because they get everything they want, and never complain. Not even about how much of a life I don't have because I have to work to afford my own things, and if I have any kind of social life, they scare them away or it comes at a very, very dear cost. So people just don't talk to me. Yes, exactly this. There is nothing worse than trying to explain to your friend the mindfuckery and abuse, and then have your mum be nice to that friend in front of your entire friendship group, and that friend turns to you and says, I don't know what you're always going on about your mum for, she's so nice. And absolutely nothing can convince your friends otherwise, and you therefore must just be an attention seeker, rather than someone desperately reaching out for help or someone to talk to. As a child, it made life even more lonely. Oh man. He treated my friends like goddamn royalty. The second they'd leave, I'd literally start crying. BC, I knew I was gonna get yelled at for something I did while they were at our house. I can relate to this so freaking hard. It took me a while to figure out it wasn't normal for your parents to nitpick every single thing you did while company was over. Hours and hours of you yelling after every single freaking time. OMG, this hits home. Everyone thinks my parents are amazing, but I know the emotional toll living with them has taken. The neglect that I've had to deal with, the favoritism, the two-facedness, everything. Apparently I have to overlook father behaviors because at least he tried and he's been good to so many people. Yet like telling your underweight preteen child with body issues that you haven't seen in a year, you got fat is good. And making your child's grief over losing their mother all about you is also good. Recruiting allowing other adults to gang up on your child because your feelings are hurt is definitely the definition of good parenting. Hey, I feel you : my father's great with people at work and stuff, but he can be a nightmare at home. And my mother's an enabler. She'll never call him out, and on the rare occasions that he's making a valid point, she'll start shooting and the situation just goes downhill from there : this is not how a parent should behave. Anyway, happy cake day. I feel this, on a soul level. Growing up, I did my best to not have people around because I couldn't handle the statements, "They're so awesome, you're so lucky," and the questions, "OMG, the questions. Why aren't you happy all the time? I would love to have your parents, your life," etc. The constant invalidation. It was horrible. They were experts at putting on a show, and they had everyone fooled. Most days, I felt like I was going mad, questioning myself. Am I wrong? Am I just entitled? Is it all in my head? It made for a really confusing childhood, with no one to turn to because no one would ever believe me. They all fell for the act. My dad was horrible to me growing up. Pretty much absent and when he wasn't, just ordering me and my brothers around, making us understand that because he is dad and we are children that there is no back talk. And my personal favorite, talking crap about us to his brother and his outspoken wife and making himself look like a good person. Everyone who met my dad or knew him would non-stop talk about how much fun he was, how good and caring of a father he was. Felt. My little brother is a little angel to everyone but me. He wears overalls and plaid shirts, so everyone thinks that he is adorable. My parents basically worship him. They do everything for him so much that he developed youngest child syndrome. The little crap acts like a devil towards me. He has framed me for stuff. He literally stole my mom's chocolate and put the wrappers on the floor in my closet, so when my mom went to put my dog in his cage, he sleeps in a cage because he tears things up while we are asleep. This is the only time he's in his cage. That night she saw them and got mad at me. My dad is a police officer and gets off on the glory and attention. Everyone thinks he is such a nice guy and praises him as a hero. It blows my mind that he can go to work and help people and be such a great guy, but he can't even love and protect his own family. It's the most extreme case of two-faced I can think of. Why can he give total strangers love and help when he can't even do that for his own daughter? Nobody believed me about my mom until one day I didn't get the homework assignment in class and that sent her into a rage. She made me call my friend and I was so paralyzed with fear that I could barely make any noise. My friend kept asking me what I was calling about and I asked about the homework. What I didn't know was that my mom knew the assignments because she had called my teacher. So every time I got one of the assignments down, she would scream at me at the top of her lungs and threaten me so loudly that my friend could hear her and I started crying. The next day at school all of my friends just hugged me. My boyfriend once said your mother is the nicest person to everyone except you and your sister. I've seen her take food off my plate to give it to guests. My friends always said that about my mom. Little did they know, she hated them and talked crap behind their backs, like a child. Oh my gosh, I feel this in my soul. People would tell me that they loved my mom, and secretly I would think then take her away. She's yours if you want her. I was also once spending the night at a friend's house when I was in high school, and her mother, I don't know if she was narcissistic or not, came in to talk to my friend about something she wanted her to do, and my friend turned to me and said she's only being nice about this because you're here. It felt very chilling. Here is another poor man's gold. I'd ask if we have the same parent, but mine is an mom. Nice to everyone but me, lol. Everyone thinks that we're perfect. Please don't let them look through the curtains. DOLLHOUSE. I see things nobody else sees. Lyrics from the song Dollhouse by Melanie Martinez. Anyway, I hope you are doing well despite the BS. Yeah, even my boyfriend didn't believe me at first, until she had one of her explosive screaming attacks in the car while he was there because we didn't act exactly the way she wanted us to. Thankfully he gets it now, and thankfully someone finally witnessed what we went through every day. My mom is in a nursing home now and the mask has finally slipped on her persecution complex. Guess she can't keep the mask on anymore. Vindication feels nice. Yes, this so much, with the added component that my mom is a school teacher, and seeing her be so nice and sweet with other people's kids just stung. I can't wait to say crap like this for my father's eulogy. Have that crap all planned out, biding my time and waiting. OMG, I can definitely relate to this. Always got these comments about my dad growing up, especially when I tried to talk to so-called friends about how he treated me. When one of my flatmates in uni met my mother in person, she told me she's the nicest person I've ever met and my heart broke. It took a while to actually share the truth, but I still did. I don't think she fully believed me though. That crap drives me crazy. Having your best friend not believe you. Award-winning acting. This drives me nuts. Busting his ass being super nice to anyone outside the home and then treating his own family like crap. Even now people come up to me and say your dad was such a lovely man. Makes me want to scream. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.